Alright, so today we got a little 1.9 VW turbo diesel. ALH is the code on it. Head gasket went bad, but I found a different problem with the block. Somebody in the past has repaired a cracked bolt on a mount, and that's not going to work out. So basically it's going to scrap the block. Have 3 extras, so it's not that big a problem, but let me show you what's going on. Here's our motor. We're going to go ahead and tear down. Head gasket's bad, obviously. It was eating a bunch of oil and water. Over time it got worse and worse, and now it's got a dead cylinder. Here's this repair I was talking about. As you'll see here, the block is cracked behind there, and they made this piece of steel angle, bolted it on there to mount the front of the passenger side of the motor. Everything else seems to be good on this. It was running, turbo was good. It's an automatic, so that being said, automatics, the transmissions usually die, not the motors. We do have a bad vacuum pump on this. That would be this unit right here. The motor that was put in was used and would not make vacuum, so that is the old one that is bad. Right, we're back. So took the intake and exhaust off. You can see the ports there really pretty bad. If you look in this one here, you can tell that's probably the one that was eating the most water, just because it's the cleanest. And yeah, the rest of them pretty bad too, but it's just a lot of miles on the stand. Previously mounted up with another motor. I want to show you something just obvious. If you look real close at the right hand, which would be number 3 piston, it's sitting higher than the number 2 piston. So if you can catch the difference there, you'll see that number 2 has a bent rod. That's what's wrong with this one. We got a little makeshift dolly to just roll it around, since it's not going to need to be tore down completely right now, maybe later. But just a cheap Harbor Freight, $10.99. Mover dolly, and then just cut up a piece of wood for the back, drill a couple holes, put a couple screws in the bottom to hold it, and you got a makeshift stand. You just at least take the head off. We'll take off the cradle for the injection pump, power steering, and alternator, and then that'll probably be it for this one. So we took the head off. As you'll see, number 2 cylinder is very clean. Obviously, the one that was using the oil, the water, head gasket was leaking. Here's your number 2, second one down. Can't tell as much on the head, but obviously the water was getting into the cylinder there. I'm noticing that, well, as I mentioned, sometimes the rods can bend. Well, we've got a bent rod on number 2. Is this head gasket is completely deteriorated over time, so that's obviously the breakdown, that coating deteriorating, and that's what allowed the head gasket to start leaking. The coating on it goes bad. So let's see if anything else gasket's off. We're now on number 1 cylinder, or 4, and see that those rods are okay, unlike the bent number 2 with the deck showing that that rod is definitely bent. It's not the same as number 3.